that 5 for you. I do that 3-4 times a night.
What is up? My name is Carlin. If you are new here, new to my channel, I am a fairly new person on YouTube. I don't consider myself a content creator. I like to create content. I do it as seriously just my hobby and for educational purposes right now. A lot of my content is going to be centered around living with HS and how I've been dealing with that. So this first video will just kind of be a little bit of background about me and how I kind of found out that I had HS and how my life has been since then. So welcome to my channel, Carlin, and I live in Texas. No children, not married right now. And I recently underwent a series of surgeries from January 8th all the way until September 17th. Sorry, January 8th all the way until March 18th is when I had my series of surgeries for HS. My HS progressively got worse once I moved to Texas. And I've been in Texas almost 6 years now. I've known since I was about 18, 19 that my condition, what I had, was called hidradenitis suppurativa. So in other words, HS. But before then, I had no clue what it was. It didn't really affect my life much at all. I would get these little nodules, these cysts that would pop up, and I would have to go to my doctor every now and then, maybe once, sometimes twice a year, and have these drained, like these cysts drained and cut open. They would mainly come under my arms. That's where it really originated at, and it was really bad. So it started underneath my arms, and my doctors at the time thought it was just ingrown hair for me shaving under my arms. But then I got one on my tailbone that was really, really bad, and it would always come back. And so that's when that kind of started, and it left like a little nodule at the top of my tailbone. And no one at that time, when I was living in Wichita, had called it HS. Until I moved to Texas and I saw a doctor here, and she's like, you for sure have hidradenitis. That's exactly what that is. And it started to progressively get worse because I had saw her a couple times to get a couple cysts under my arms drained, and the pain from those was excruciating. Up until January 8th, I have been living with constant pain every single day. Taking Tylenol, taking ibuprofen, just to make it through the day for consistently at least 4 years. And over the last few months, so I would say September to January, September of last year, I would say that it just got really, really bad as far as the HS spreading to my groin area. So that's where it was really bad at. And thankfully, I found a dermatologist in McKinney, and I was working with him for the longest. I would go every month and get several steroid shots at a time. He did put me on steroids for a little bit, but we just kind of did that just to combat the pain and combat the cyst from getting really bad. But of course, you can't be on steroids for a long period of time. It's just not good. And so he happened to find a doctor that he's like, I want you to check this doctor out because he works with patients that have HS. And so I went and saw the doctor in Plano. He has an office in Denton and in Fort Worth. I went and saw him, and that's who I've been seeing for the last couple years. And last year I had my first surgery with him, and it was to remove the HS from underneath my arms. And that surgery was really tough. The recovery was hard on that, but I feel 1,000 times better. I thankfully no HSs came back under my arms, so that's good. and he's the same doctor who did all 11 of my surgeries this year. And I will still have more surgeries to go, but they will just consist of a little bit of liposuction and just some reconstructive surgery. But as far as the HS, we are keeping our fingers crossed that it does not come back. So I would say I'm type A person, so I made a little outline of what to talk about. And just leave a comment or ask me questions. You can even send it to my email. I've had a couple people do that, but I would like for more people to kind of engage with my video. I know a lot of people message me on TikTok, and I just think it's because we feel like something is wrong with us, but nothing's wrong with us at all. Like, we didn't ask for this. There's no way to tell who was going to get it. No one else in my family has HS, and a lot of people don't understand quite what it is or the extent of it. But my doctor said that I had one of the worst cases of HS that he has seen. So I feel for everyone dealing with HS right now and living with it, because it's not easy at all. It's not physically, emotionally, financially. It can all be draining. It really can. Condition. So it is a condition of the skin. We can't pass it to anybody else, and I did a good job at masking mine until I didn't, and the pain in my face was just very obvious to my family and to people at work. So some days it will get you, and it will knock you down. It affects the areas where skin rubs together: underarms, groin, under your breasts, buttocks, all that. So every one of those areas I just mentioned, I had HS severely in every area. And it got to the point where I honestly felt like I was getting the flu when I could tell a new cyst was popping up. So it felt like as if I was getting the flu. It's not contagious, and it does not have anything to do with the person who has HS having like poor hygiene. It has nothing to do with that at all. They say that it affects about 1 to 4% of the population, but HS is becoming more and more talked about, and for a good thing and bad thing, because I hate that so many people are starting to get HS. And also, I want it to be talked about more, because we need more doctors and nurses who are educated on HS, on those kinds of things. And it affects older individuals, it affects younger individuals, and as soon as you hit adolescent, it can start to affect you, because it's the areas where the person grows hair and you have sweat glands, and so that's where it can originate from. And especially under the arms, it's really, really common. It is. So I'm going to just make this one of just the little starter videos, and please leave me questions, something that you want me to talk about. What did you want to hear from my surgery? What's something more that you would like to know? Because I'm interested in that. Like, I want to know so I can help out the next person, because I've been afraid to speak up and say something about this. But why? Because there are so many other, maybe young individuals, older individuals, someone that can relate to the things that I went through, and just know that there is surgery that you can get. It's not going to be easy. It's not quick. It's not pain-free, but it has done wonders for my mental health and my physical health as far as after having the surgery. So I want to speak up for people that maybe aren't comfortable in speaking up, and be that voice of, it's okay to have HS. It's okay to not know what's going on. It's okay to hurt and not want to show anybody that you're hurting. So there is a lot that I can talk about with HS, and how much it has affected me, how much it has affected my family, my relationships, There are several different videos that I'm going to have. So every Sunday I will have a different video, and I will do my best to stick to that topic every Sunday. I would like for you guys to comment, subscribe to my channel. I will be adding in videos here and there, just of my daily life, fun things to do. Just know that your life isn't over. It doesn't stop because you have HS. There are ways around it. I still had to see the good in some days, and it was hard. It really was. But I just I want to be that comfort creator for those who feel like you're alone, because you're not alone with HS, not at all. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be coming back every Sunday with a video in regards to the HS, and I would like to hear what you thought about this one. Thank you.
I took that 5 for you. I do that 3, 4 times a good night.